Hey guys, welcome back to It's Rough with me. As always, I'm going to start with what day it is. It's Friday. It's been a very long week. Just super busy, work, everything, just with the dogs, with just life. I'm sure you guys can all relate, but this week I wanted to try something a little bit different. I'm going to be attempting my first ever Dollarama $10 challenge. Dollarama is our Canadian version of the dollar store, I guess, or Dollar Tree. The cheapest thing you could get there is probably 75 cents, and that would actually be this, which is a packet of gravy mix. Alright guys, I'm at Dollarama. As you can see, this is nothing like Dollar Tree in terms of costs. $1.50, so these are the only beans they have. Maple style beans. They're $1.50 a can. I got 2 of those. I would have just got plain canned beans or dried beans if they had them, but they don't. I got for $2.50 a pack of 800 grams of basmati rice. I'm gonna top it with some of these crackers. They were the cheapest cracker I could find for $1.25. There's also these for $1.25, same price, but I feel like these will be a little bit more substantial and they look better. I got a few cans of veggies, so I got 2 cans of mixed vegetables for $1 each. And then I got a packet of onion gravy mix. They're 2 for $1.50, but I'm just gonna get 1 for 75 cents. They have a few other flavors here, but I think the onion will go good. And that's what I got here for about 10 bucks. Really not much of a variety. But I'm gonna attempt to make some sort of bowl, I think, or some sort of stir fry. We don't have a refrigerated section, so there's really not many options. And I do feel that after trying to put together this so-called meal plan, I feel like I could probably get a lot more, including some sort of meat and some sort of fresh vegetables, if I were to even go to Walmart or No Frills. I'll show you what I got. Let's try doing this and see if it's any good. So this is what I got. As you can see, it's not a big variety. Now, I will say I am allowing myself to use basic pantry items. I'm going to allow myself to use some sort of oil, so it'll probably be, in my case, olive oil, but onion powder, so salt, pepper, very basic seasonings, things that a lot of people or most people have. And of course, if you don't, it won't be the end of the world. This is the receipt. As you can see, it was $9.50 Canadian. Let me get the rice going and we'll go from there. Alright, so this rice isn't pre-washed. This is just plain old, good old rice, so I am going to wash it. I'm thinking I'm going to do 3 cups. So I have 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to give this a good rinse, and basically we just want to do it until the water runs clear. Just going to rinse it here with cold water. And I just like to give it a little bit of a stir, gentle stir here. And as you can see, the water's very starchy and white, so I'm just going to do this about maybe 3 or 4 times. So I've rinsed it about, this is I guess the 4th or 5th time, I think. Water's mostly not as cloudy anymore. That's good enough for me. I'm gonna try rinsing out, getting out as much of the water. Got it here, I'm turning on the heat. The spices that I'm using, I'm gonna go in with probably some cumin, some paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, salt and pepper. And so I got it in here with no oil so far. I'm just gonna let this kind of evaporate some of this water. Then I'll go in with a little bit of oil, toast it up a little bit, and then go from there. I'm trying not to make a rice pudding here, so I'm gonna go in. A lot of the water is evaporating and it's kind of smelling like rice pudding. If you've ever done this before, you know. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of olive oil, kind of coat that, and then let this kind of toast up a little bit. Now I did use 3 cups of rice. I'm gonna go in with, I would say, between 4.5 to 5 cups of rice, and I may add a little bit more if I see that it needs it, but usually that's good. So just toasting this up, don't want it to stick or burn. You might go in with a little bit more olive oil, about that much, about a tablespoon or teaspoon, whatever that was. Use your own judgment. We don't use measurements over here. It's rough. I'm gonna go in with the water. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4.5 cups. Let's start with that. Give this a really good mix, and now I am gonna go ahead and season this. So I'm gonna go in with a nice amount of salt, good amount of black pepper. We want to make this flavorful and as flavorful as possible. That's good. And I'm going to go in with a nice amount, I would say maybe a tablespoon of garlic powder and a tablespoon of onion powder. And then I'm going to do a bit of cumin. I don't want it overly to overpower, and cumin could overpower, so that was maybe like half a teaspoon. And then paprika, same, just to give it a little bit of color. And I'm gonna let this come to a boil. I'm gonna cover it up and then just let it cook for about 15 or 20 minutes or so until all the water is gone. I like to leave it on a low heat for quite a while while I'm doing other things, to kind of let it really get most of that liquid out and moisture out. While that's going, I got a tiny little saucepan here. Gonna go ahead and make this onion gravy mix just according to the package instructions. It just says 1 1/4 cup of water, and it says combine the water, bring to a boil, and that's it, pretty much it. So I'm gonna get that going. This should add a nice kind of flavor with the rice and everything to give it a little bit more sauciness. The rice is actually already smelling nice and garlicky and oniony. It got that really good umami Mexican type of smell, I guess, or Spanish. Don't come at me if you're Mexican or Hispanic or Spanish and this isn't anything like an original type of recipe. We're working with what we got here. And I'm gonna taste it a little bit. I've actually never really made one of these before, to be honest. I usually make my own gravies. I may add a little bit more black pepper to it just to give it some more flavor. So that's very oniony. It has a good, like, I guess like a dried onion flavor. Like, if you know what dried, like those dehydrated onions, that's kind of what it tastes like. And it even has little bits of, I guess, dehydrated onion in here. So it's not bad. And look, this is thickening up. I feel like it's actually not as salty as I thought it would be. I am gonna go in and add some pepper. That's actually perfect. So the rice is up to a pretty heavy boil here. I'm gonna go ahead and reduce the heat completely. So I'm debating if I should do a fried rice type of style here, or if I should kind of do it separately, where I'll have the rice and then the vegetables on top and the beans on top separately. and just kind of do it like a bowl style. I think I'm going to do it the bowl style. Alright guys, I'm going to do a little bit of an experiment when it comes to the beans. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to drain or try to strain the maple sauce and combine a tiny bit. Whoops, it's leaking. I'm going to drain these as well and combine a little bit of the maple sauce from the beans with the onion gravy. See how that tastes, and if it tastes good, I'll combine all of it. These are my cans of veggies. I am going to use my little strainer here, and I'm going to drain the water out of them. Probably should have used a larger strainer, but we're working with what we got. I'm going to go in with a little bit of olive oil. I'll also admit I've never cooked with canned veggies. They look quite pale, so let's see if I could brighten them up a little bit. Now, what is in here even? Because it looks like there's little chunks of potatoes. So yeah, there is carrot, potato, cut green beans, green peas, corn, water, sugar, salt, citric acid. So a nice little mix. We're getting hot. I'm going to go in and add that. You don't want that in there. That was a piece of paper from the can. Okay, so I'm gonna let these kind of... Not gonna mix them a lot because I don't want them to break. So I'm gonna let these evaporate a bit. Got this sizzling away here. I'm gonna make a little well here to try getting some more of the liquid to evaporate, even though there's a nice amount of oil. Okay, so my peas are exploding a little bit. I'm gonna lower the heat. And these are actually, yeah, they're getting a little bit of a kind of sauteed color. I'm gonna go ahead and start seasoning this a bit. So I'm gonna just, again, onion powder, about a teaspoon, garlic powder, black pepper, and a tiny bit of salt because I don't want it. These are probably plenty salty, to be honest, so that's good to start. I'm gonna mix this gently, and they're already smelling much better. Okay, so I'm noticing that because of the potatoes in here, these are wanting to get kind of a little bit starchy and fall apart and mashed. I guess that's the best word. So I'm trying to be very, very gentle here and just let it do its thing. Okay, while that's doing its thing, I'm gonna go ahead and do my little experiment here with the beans. I've never had these beans either, but I don't imagine they're gonna be bad. They smell good, they smell sweet. I actually thought they would be a lot darker. Okay, so that's not bad. So I'm just gonna give this a little tap here to try to get as much of the sauce out. I'm gonna use this as my can, my tapper. Alright, and this is how we're doing here. So the peas are popping. but this is actually getting a nice little crisp hit. I'm actually kind of happy about this. Okay, so I'm gonna taste this sauce first. Let me get another little bowl here to set that aside. This is what it looks like. It looks like a golden mapley. Smells kind of sweet. That's really good. Not overly salty, not overly sweet. I like that. I'm gonna do equal. Let's do that. That's actually, it even left like a really nice, subtle, sweet aftertaste. And I'll do 2. And give this a bit of a mix. You know what? That is actually so good. I'm gonna go ahead and mix that in. That's very good. That was actually a really good combo. I'm surprised, but I mean, sweet and savory, can't really go wrong. These are getting nice and crisp. I'm going to now go in with paprika. I'm gonna give this a gentle toss. And this is just about ready. Looks and smells really good. It's starting to smell a little bit like popcorn, I'm not gonna lie. It's rough, guys. And I got this back on high. And I'm just gonna go straight in with the beans, not for long. I've got a little bit of the juice here. And I don't think I'm gonna add anything to this because this is really gonna be doused in the sauce and everything, so it doesn't need anything. This is just the reheat. My kitchen right now smells like Kellogg's, like nice and toasted, mapley. This actually smells really good. I don't want to make these refried because they are starting to stick. I'm gonna go in with just a little bit of the gravy in here just to loosen things up. So I'm gonna turn this off. They did stick a tiny bit, but I'm gently going in and that's totally fine. Okay, that's good. Take this off. That looks like nice fluffy rice. A wet spoon. Yeah, that looks like it came out perfect. And let's assemble this. So, I'm gonna go in with a nice amount of rice. 4 scoops like that. Gonna go in here with some of those veggies. Gonna go in with the beans. They look so good. This is a nice kind of stick to your ribs bowl here. Nice amount of protein from the beans. I'm gonna do the gravy first. Got my little ladle. Just kind of douse that. Top it with some of these little crackers, little toast here, and I'm just gonna, whoops, just go ahead like that. I don't know how necessary this is, but this might give it a bit of a crunch. We got the beans, got the crackers, got the veg, and we got the rice with the gravy. Try to get a bite with everything here. Bit of cracker, bit of veg, a bit of beans. You know what, guys? I have to have another bite. That is amazing. I am very, very, very pleased with this. It's oniony, not overly salty. The pepper really gave it a good kind of peppery taste here. I would definitely make this again. I would buy those beans again. I'm actually really liking these beans. I think the only thing I wouldn't include here is the crackers because I feel like they got a little soggy. That's awesome. I hope you enjoyed. Comment down below, like, subscribe, all the things. Let me know if you like this challenge, if you want to see more challenges like this, if you want to see me do a Walmart challenge, a no frills challenge, try this for longer than just one meal. Very, very good, guys. I'm gonna go enjoy this. I hope my mom will like it too. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. It's rough with me, really rough.